Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Wendy's Okay. So let's go ahead and get to the disclaimer while I finish setting up on this side. But yeah, everyone, I'm hoping everything goes well with Wendy and all this guardianship stuff. You got to be careful with people in this court stuff. Real talk. You got to be careful. Because Demi Moore's ex, Bruce Willis, is not going through the same thing Wendy's going through in regards to the court. So there's that. So let's get to this, and then we're going to get to other topics. But yeah, come on in, come on in. Oh, let me go ahead and do my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So let's get to these topics, everybody. Let's get to them. We're going to get to this first.
Some of them dudes think they're better than African Americans, which is bullshit. Right. Because it's not. Sometimes Africans in general, some of them dudes think they're better than African Americans, which is bullshit. Right. Because it's not the truth. Because Africans are treated like shit in Africa. Colonization. Yeah. England, France. That's why you speak in French, not because you special. Yeah. Because they came and sat on your shit and said, you're going to speak what the fuck we speak. Right. The Dutch, all of them, Italian, all of those European countries came and colonized you, treated you like shit. You go to South Africa, white people are calling themselves Africans and they don't even look it.
Okay, he cussing too much. I don't know if I can, hold on. Let's get to this.
Taking your live right now. So this is Pacific Palisades. All of these cars were ditched. So all of the drivers panicked. They took their keys. This is Palisades Drive as well as Sunset Boulevard. This dozer is just moving these vehicles out of the way. So
there's major fires in California.
Situation, and this is what they have to do. They are moving the cars as we speak. Unfortunately, there are dozens of cars. This looks like a movie set. Unfortunately, this is real. LA County Fire, they have to do what they have to do. They need to clear a path. So literally, they're moving the cars, the SUVs. We're seeing Mercedes, very nice vehicles, Teslas up here. But that's because the car owners, they took their keys and they just started running. They left the cars here as the firefighters were trying to clear the pathway, clear the roadway. This is an emergency situation where, they need to get up to the homes. They want to make sure people are not trapped up there. But this line of cars probably goes about 300 feet deep, at least as long as I can see from this bird's eye view. So we're kind of staying back. They're in a situation here where they are literally moving these vehicles out of the way. Yes, it is causing damage, as you can hear from the screeching noises, but that is what they have to do.
So there's no side roads, no back roads.
This is Pacific Palisades. All of these cars were ditched. So all of the drivers panicked. They took their keys. This is Palisades Drive.
All right, so let's.
Sunset Boulevard. This dozer is just...
That's interesting that there's no other back roads to get through without trying to doze over. But allegedly, the fires in California are growing. And I'm also hearing alleged that some of the fire hydrants may be out of water. Who dropped the ball on that? Come on, y'all. Okay, so what other thing? This may be a mandate that's coming. I can't read it because how YouTube, but I ain't trying to scare people. But remember we had that mandate about 4 years ago? That may be coming again. So stock up on your mask. Also going to let's get to this situation. She flaunts her stomach. Okay. Let's get to this, y'all.
Well, now his widowed wife, Ellen DeGeneres Show, had passed away in a tragic way. Well, now his widowed wife, Allison, is coming out and exploiting her dead husband. Well, at least that's what the family says, because they are calling her tacky and classless for speaking to the media without getting their permission. Also, another major flag is that their family pointed...
Why is she speaking now? Does she not care about her kids and how she's portraying him? Men, be very careful who you date. You know what I'm saying without me saying it? Be careful who you date. The children are still mourning their father, but you gonna tell all? Didn't she recently start dating? Didn't she recently start dating? So are you shading your ex-husband to make your new boo feel better? We'll get into it though. Y'all know my page is a little bit different. Why can't she let that man rest in peace properly? There's things she's saying that a lot of us did not know. Let's continue.
To the media without getting their permission. Also, another major flag is that their family pointed out how Allison had changed her last name back to Holker. She dropped Boss's last name less than 48 hours after he had passed away, which to me seems crazy. Your husband unexpectedly takes his life and then you decide it's time for a rebrand.
Allegedly.
I wish we could just let Twitch rest in peace, but Allison's not going to let that happen. Now, what she's saying is that Twitch was addicted to mushrooms, pills,
allegedly,
and other substances that she had to look up on her phone and that were hidden in shoe boxes. She's clearly trying to make money here because they have children together. So why isn't she focusing on taking care of them and protecting them from this kind of information? I mean, come on, look at this cover. Quote, he was hiding so much. Dang. Now, the family claims Allison is lying. He once in a while smoked some weed, but he was no drug addict. But it's been crazy to see what the family's saying about Allison because they claim they even had to sign NDAs to go and attend their family members' funerals. So that really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But you don't need to worry about Allison because she's been parading her new love all around, making her character crystal clear.
Wow.
For more pop. As we all know, Twitch from the Ellen DeGeneres show had passed away in a tragic way.
Yeah, so y'all let me know how y'all feel about Allison speaking up, speaking out. Why would she not let her ex rest in peace in the proper way? Because it don't seem like she's even thinking about the family. You know what I'm saying? You're going to write this. You're dating. That's cool that she's dating somebody new. But why shade your ex-husband? Why not think about the children? Why not think about his family? So that's when I'm saying be careful who you date because look at the situation. The family could be struggling still because he seemed like a happy-go-lucky, at peace. You know, he worked, because some people don't know, he worked on the Ellen show. Didn't Ellen just recently move out the country? She did. But she did.
Isn't she focusing on taking care of them and protecting them from this kind of information? I mean, come on, look at this cover. Quote, he was hiding so much. Now, the family claims Allison is lying.
So, didn't Ellen just recently move out the country? She did. She did. She did. Why did Ellen move out the country? So a lot of stuff is interesting, right? I'm just wondering. Her book, Ellen moving. The people that you would think that loved and mourned his loss, look how they're moving. So that's interesting to me. And we're going to get deeper into what happened in regards to Twitch Boss. Go subscribe to Sloan. I appreciate Sloan for this video. We're going to get into what Paris Hilton had to say. But my biggest thing is, you're not concerned about your children going to school and people saying something to them. You're not concerned about your children and what they're going to experience. You're not concerned about Twitch's family and what, how they're going to feel and reliving, or, you know what I'm saying? And some will say, well, she was the wife and you can only protect so much and he did things and she has a right to speak. Okay. Men, be careful who you marry, who you date, and who you have children with. Because none of us would have known any of this if she wouldn't have exposed it. Maybe at a later date, but is it because you're with a new boo? Is it because you're with a new boo? That's what I'm wondering. And you want your new boo to feel that you're over? Why expose this? And then allegedly she changed her name. Interesting. I'm just saying. Y'all let me know. Let's get into more hot topics, trending topics. Then we're going to get back to Allison. Yeah, that concerns me. I'm not a huge fan of Candace. I'm told she's announced that she's pregnant again. She's saying she's a believer. I'm not gonna go there. But let's get to this video.
Really dear
Allison.
friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the
Like the video, like the video.
triggering moment for me because there was a lot and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life.
As a wife, how would she not have a clue? This is a man you've been with for years. Y'all have a house, y'all have children, so nothing slipped up. You never noticed really anything. Is it because you didn't want to know or you didn't know? Okay, let's continue.
That I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone.
So did y'all talk counseling? Did you get him into counseling? Did you speak with someone to try and get him some help or assistance? Or you just stood by and watched? Because in another video, we're going to find out. She gave him his space to do whatever, to have a beer, watch TV, whatever. So I want to hear her say, we sought out counseling. I talked to people just to get him some help and assistance. So now you're outing all his concerns and secrets right now. Let's continue.
Much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. But it was very alarming and scary to find those things and have never known.
So the biggest thing is, if you did not know, Twitch was loved by a lot of fans. He was. So is she mad that fans are upset that she's dating? Is she mad that he was so loved and then she wants to correct everyone saying, well, this is who you really, you know what I'm saying? People will do that. So when I say men, be careful who you marry, women, be careful who you marry too. So is she mad that people are going and talking about her dating so soon after? Some women don't marry. Some women don't date. It takes a while, but it's cool. Women are able to move on and live their life. But why tell all his secrets? Why mess up his legacy? Because people felt he was so happy-go-lucky, joyful, cheerful. Some of the most joyful, cheerful ones are hurting in silence. They do. They do. Let's continue.
Other people that take on his pain. But it was very alarming and scary to find those things and have never known.
Like the video. Like the video. Can you guys hear me okay? Press 1 if you can hear me okay. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before where you're watching from. Can you guys still hear me okay?
Other people that take on his pain. But it was very alarming and scary to find those things and have never known. A moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit.
Okay, y'all, we're going to get to the Perez Hilton because he's going to give a better breakdown. Thank you for being here, everyone. I'm wishing her well, but my concern is let him rest in peace. Talk about yourself. Why isn't she talking about herself and her experience of him passing? But no, she wants to tell his business. Interesting. I think it's interesting. Let's get to it, baby.
A lot of people out there are heated today.
Go
And what I'm
subscribe
about to
to Perez
say
Hilton.
might make them more heated.
Like, comment.
This is Alison Holker,
Fair
a
use.
TV personality and professional dancer. She's also the widow of Stephen Twitch Boss. He was the former DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show, a judge on So You Think You Can Dance, and tragically took his own life a little over 2 years ago now.
Alleged.
Allison is releasing a memoir next month, and understandably, in addition to talking about her past, her upbringing, she talks about Stephen Twitch,
Yep.
her husband and father of her children. And she really opens up, revealing a lot of his secrets. For example, She shares that he was struggling with substance abuse. In a new interview with People magazine, Allison shares that Stephen was hiding his battles with his inner demons, which we'll get to in a minute, and he was using a lot to self-medicate. A reminder, his passing and the way that it happened caught her totally by surprise. She had no idea he was using or that he was suicidal. Allison says that she was going into their closet to get clothes for him to wear for the funeral, and she discovered a, quote, cornucopia of substances, including mushrooms, pills,
and a wife don't notice a change after, all the children are gone to bed. You can't tell that there's a difference with your husband. Like the video. I have to stop it, play it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Please make sure you go subscribe to Perez Hilton. Let's continue.
It was very alarming to me that there was so much happening that I had no clue about. It was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out, but it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much. And there must have been a lot of shame in that. Allison says that she was aware that her husband liked to drink, but that was the extent of it. She shares that after their kids went to bed, he would slip into their guest house to have a cocktail or a puff. Quote, that was his alone time. It was his time to recharge, and that was okay. But apparently what was going on in there was a lot. And he would write about it in his journals, which she read after his passing. And
it's going to get deeper, y'all. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before where you're watching from. Let's continue.
His journals were about being SA'd.
Allege.
Having awful things happen to him by a man
At a young age.
A young child. She now looks at it all this way, saying he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone, because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want people to take on his pain. And she adds that reading his journals helped her heal. Quote, reading Stephen's journals and even going back into the books he had read and the things that he was highlighting and lining really gave me a better perspective of where he was in life and the type of things he was struggling with. It did have me feel a lot of empathy towards him and sadness for all the pain that he was holding. It was really hard to put all the pieces together through certain discussions, even with friends and things that have been said. Reading through his journals, you realize he went through a lot as a child and never faced it. It's hard to think that he never opened up to someone and wanted to face it, to get through on the other side. She reveals that prior to his taking his own life, he was withdrawn, started showering less frequently and in the morning as well as at night. And he acknowledged to her that he was going through a low period, but she says, quote, he was very careful about this wording, literally saying it was a low period.
I'm still waiting to hear that she wanted to get him help, assistance, and counseling or speaking with a counselor. I'm waiting. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Going through a low period, but she says, quote, he was very careful about this wording, literally saying it was a low period. And now a lot of people are calling her out for sharing all of this.
Yes, they
Even
are.
some mutual friends. And I have some thoughts. First, this man was struggling. He was struggling with substance abuse. He was struggling with depression. he was struggling with overcoming his past. And she says that he felt shame for that. But I don't view anything that he did as shameful. Understanding the context that she has given us helps me view him as the victim that he was.
Good morning, Carmen.
Some people...
There's certain people I just stop everything for. The last time I was live, I didn't see that you were in here, so I wanted to stop the video just to say, hello, good morning, Carmen. Hey, Carmen's one of the day ones, y'all. Say good morning to Carmen, everyone. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before and where you're watching from. Happy New Year's to you, dear. Appreciate you for being here and tuning in. Let's continue. Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the videos, you guys come in.
Awful things like that happened and mess with your brain for life. And somebody who's struggling with substance abuse, that is a struggle. And I don't think it's something to be ashamed of. I struggle with eating issues, and I sometimes beat myself up over it. I wish.
Hello, newbie, Pennsylvania. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, Beth. I appreciate you for being here. Like the videos, you guys come in. We have about 89 people in the building. Can you please double tap that video? Double tap the screen to hit the like button. If you're watching from a phone, double tap the screen. If you're watching from a tablet, please double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 50. Let's get the likes to 50. Let's continue. Thanks to Press for breaking this down for us. Please double tap the screen to hit the like. The like button is also the thumbs up button above the video, below the video. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
And I sometimes beat myself up over it. I wish I could intellectualize my way out of it, but I don't think that my eating issues are shameful. I think it's what makes me human. He was a human. But actually, that reminds me of something he told his daughter, who was the last one to see him. Their oldest child. He dropped her off at school and told her, I wish I could be your Superman.
Aww.
And that really hit heavy with me because
I never knew the last person to see him was the oldest daughter. Could you imagine what the oldest daughter feel? Did I say the right things? Did I tell him I love him? Did I say I'll see you tonight? Could you imagine what the oldest daughter felt? And that was the last time she saw her dad. Now, I don't know if she had a child before meeting Twitch. So I don't know if this was his stepdaughter. We'll get to that. But could you imagine being a young adult and then you get the call that something has happened to him? That's a heavy weight. That's a heavy weight. Like the video. Please continue to hit the thumbs up, everyone. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before where you're watching from. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Because I've set the bar so high, perhaps attainably high. It hit heavy with me because I feel a lot of guilt for not being a better dad.
Aww.
But then thankfully I have some perspective and realize I'm doing truly the best that I can. And I have all that guilt because I've set the bar so high, perhaps unattainably high.
Good morning, Utah.
But at least when I fail to meet the bar, I'm still showing up for my kids and giving them a great life and values and a work ethic and fun. And we don't know this woman's personal business. He was a victim up until the very end. I don't think that somebody who is of healthy mind would leave 3 beautiful young children behind. Let's be honest. One of the main reasons she's doing this is for money.
See?
She has to provide for their children. And perhaps she might be able to help someone too. In her own words, Allison explains why she has shared all that she has about his personal demons. She says, quote, I've learned there's so many resources that a lot of people don't know about. I've had so many people reach out to me needing to talk. And if I've learned anything, I've learned that mental health can impact anyone at any time of their life. And she hopes that sharing his story and hers can save perhaps just one person. Allison says, people that have a lot of light, like her husband, they still have gone through a lot of dark. And that's okay, because you can't have one without the other. I feel that. I have both.
So I'm hoping equally she talked about herself. And did she have struggles? Did she have concerns? Because if she did not, she's just outing him. And that's the concern. I'm still waiting to hear that she noticed there was concerns, noticed the withdrawal. Where was the phone call? Where was the help? Where was the assistant? Because a lot of us know people that are struggling. And we'll say to them, maybe you need to get into counseling. Maybe you need to see somebody. Are you okay today? Are you doing okay today? Some of us know people that have struggled. Some of us do. Some of us do. I'm waiting for her to tell her side and what she was going through, what she was dealing with. You know what I mean? I'm waiting. It seems as if she's only telling, because you got to remember, when you have a celebrity that was well liked and he was not problematic, hello, he wasn't problematic. He was well liked. You know, he did different videos. They did different dancing videos. And then it was interesting when people would notice that within the same year of his passing, 5, 6, 8 months, whatever it was, she started dancing again. And people were like, she's dancing already? Like it didn't even happen. Let's continue. Like the video.
At any time of their life. And she hopes that sharing his story and hers can save perhaps just one person. Allison says, people that have a lot of light, like her husband, they still have gone through a lot of dark. And that's okay, because you can't have one without the other. I feel that. I have both. And I talk about life like that. Life is like a 24-hour period. It's a day. It's a string of days.
Yeah, that's the concern I see. She's outing her dead deceased husband business. Yeah.
People that have a lot of life. And I talk about life like that. Life.
Can you guys still hear me? It almost said that the stream had ended. Can y'all still hear me? Yes or no? Can y'all still hear me? Please press 1 if you can still hear me.
Allison says.
Okay, thank goodness.
People that have a lot.
My tablet did something weird again. Okay. It almost ended the stream, and I'm glad I pressed the right button. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, she's booed up now. So sometimes people will do things for their new boo to show that I'm over him. I'm going to go ahead and tell it all. But this is the other thing I realized, y'all. Remember how people were upset that she was booed up? Because let's go back. Let's go back. You can look it up. She had showed a picture of her holding hands with someone. She didn't show his face. Just showed her picture of her holding hands with somebody. And people are like, okay, you're not saying much about. And then they kind of questioned when he passed, what she said when he passed. So a lot of things have been, and we get it. People sometimes miss a partner. I'm trying to give grace, y'all. I'm trying. Not a lot of people write a book after your ex deceased passed. Let's look at how Lauren London handled Nipsey passing. And not many people are trying to say she can't date, she can't be with somebody. But it's interesting that it seems as if she's only talking about his struggles. What was she going through? Does she have some financial concerns? Does she have some sadness? I want to hear equal balance. You're booed up now. You're booed up now. And people were like showing. See, this is where you know. People were showing the love for Twitch. And they were upset that she was dating. And then if what they're saying that she changed her name within the, I'll just say within the same month or two, she changed her last name. Okay, y'all. See, this is the one thing I'll say too. In regards to relationship, if you're struggling with something and you're struggling with your spouse, the spouse is going to try and make you look like the bad person, right or wrong. Right or wrong. It don't seem like she's thinking about the children. Seems like she has a right to do an interview. She has a right to do a book. I'm just saying. It don't seem like she's concerned about the children or his side of the family. It just seems that way to me. But let's continue to listen to prayers, and then we're going to get to another video she did. Let's continue. And maybe she's upset that people were upset that she was dating again. Maybe people were upset because they showed the love and support for him. And some people don't like that. Be careful who you date and marry. Y'all know what I'm saying. Watch the play. I tell you all the time, watch the play. The jealousy of people loving him, missing him, what they were saying. Sometimes your spouse will get mad and jealous. Okay, let's continue.
Not the other. I feel that. I have both. And I talk about life like that. Life is like a 24-hour period. It's a day. It's a string of days. You're going to have daylight and you're going to have darkness. And the same thing will happen tomorrow. You'll have good things.
Thank you. TW, she never seemed like a... Yes. Yes. It smelled weird from the beginning. Because some people don't know, TW. We didn't understand why she didn't understand that he had... Remember how it all came about, of how it came about when the day he passed? Like, what was reported? She didn't report him missing till the next day or something. His car is there. His keys is there. Did he walk to the hotel? Something just didn't seem right. Hold on. You married. Your car here. And my boo bae gone, and I don't know where he at. What most women would think, is he cheating? Did something happen? Did he trip and fall and hit his head over a run, a walk? Most women act different when your man is gone. Go back and go research, you guys, in regards to him passing. She didn't seem panicky at all. When you love your man, where my man at? Where he at? What's going on? This ain't like him. Don't leave the car. The keys is here. But see, wait a minute though. Wait a minute. So did he drop the daughter off and then do what was done? Because you got to remember the story that allegedly the car was left at the house. I don't think that his car was at the hotel. And then remember, I think they sold the home because it was too hurtful. I think they sold that home because it was so close to the house as well. Check on your friends, everybody. Check on your friends. Check on your loved ones. Some marriages, they're struggling. Some people want to mind their businesses when it comes to marriages. But she just did not seem like a major grieving. And everybody grieves different too. I've had some close friends say some interesting stuff once their family passed. It's like, what? And I sometimes don't even have the energy to correct them. I said, ooh, that's weird. I'm a lessen my time with you. That was a weird comment. You know, so let's continue. She did not seem like a grieving to me. All the lies will be exposed. I'm wondering.
Both. And I talk about life.
And see, you got to remember too what was said about the industry people. You understand? Side eye. Yes, Carmen. The industry people. And we could be general because Kat told us. And a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Just one
Because it's just
person.
alleged.
Allison says, people that have a lot of light, like her husband,
Yep.
they still have gone through a lot of dark. And that's okay, because you can't have one without the other. I feel that. I have both. And I talk about life like that. Life is like a 24-hour period. It's a day. It's a string of days. You're going to have daylight and you're going to have darkness. And the same thing will happen tomorrow. You'll have good things that happen and bad things. You have to accept it and embrace both. Thoughts. This is a lot to digest. Let's share with each other in the comments.
Should I replay it again, y'all? Or y'all good? Move on to the next video. Y'all let me know in the comments. Replay that again or move on to the next video. Y'all let me know. Perez did a great job. Go subscribe to his page. Let me know in the comments. Move on. Share it again. Yep, move on. Okay. Anybody else move on or replay it? Yeah, it's just interesting to me. She did not seem like a grieving husband. Yep, move on. Okay.
And that's
Yeah, husband. She didn't seem like a grieving wife to me. But, you know, everybody grieves different. Everybody has lost someone or their friends have lost someone, and people grieve differently. They do. But let's get to her other clip, y'all. We're going to get to some other hot topics, trending topics. Okay.
An ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, what, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment
she was able to help for one, but wasn't able to help
for him for the funeral.
Help for another. So you were able to help for your ex, but you couldn't help for your husband. Watch the play, y'all. She mourning, she grieving. Let's continue.
There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems. And it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to...
Was there for one, but wasn't there for the other. You weren't assisting or helping or assisting. When she say the other, why was she not saying her husband? I wish I could have been a better support system for my husband. So you know the signs. Right? Am I tripping? I'm sorry. You know the signs, you know the signals, but you didn't notice? A lot of us have a boo-bae. We live with our boo-bae. We know when he's sober. We know when they're intoxicated. We know if they've had a little bit too much weed. We know if it's something else. Okay. I'm wishing her well, because you know what? My page, I do try and support what people are saying, but I watch the play because I really listen to people. Why? Everyone says I have like a counseling spirit. People love talking to me, I try and help people feel better. I don't know what it is. So I'm not shading her. She lost a husband. That's the sad part. But what she's saying is she was able to assist somebody else, but she wished she could assist him. I'm not tripping. She said it. Okay.
I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems. And it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also...
So if you see the signs, I'm still waiting to hear in regards to got counseling help, gave a number, sought out resources. Many women can't take it on themselves. They just can't do it by themselves. You got to seek out help. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Wishing her well, though. Because with our page, we think about families. We do think about children. And we're also thinking about his family. Because, you know, this definitely messes with his legacy. And how people saw him. So we talk about over here in regards to Watch the Play. If my page didn't talk about Watch the Play, then okay, we wouldn't be watching the play, but we're watching the play because we're smart, we're bright, we're intelligent over here. Wishing her well, though. And ain't nobody trying to, and we get people are probably like, oh, she's mourning. You know, he had struggles. As a wife, she did pretty much what she could. He separated himself and going into the guest house, you know. Praying for the children, praying for his family, because now his family has to hear her out and tell his business. That's what we're thinking about. The daughter, that if he allegedly dropped her off, when she attends school, whether she's in high school, whether she's in college, people are going to be saying to her and looking at her, because none of us knew, real talk, none of us knew what really transpired. We just knew that he had passed. Okay? But a lot of us allegedly thought something transpired at that location. And we didn't really know what transpired. You know what I mean? The industry part of it is where we were concerned. And a lot of y'all are smart. Y'all can pick it up. But well wishes to Allison. We're going to play another video that she has and that she's talking. This is not the only one. Oh, let's get to
about Ariana and Cynthia.
Let's
the
get to
headlines
this.
read that Cynthia's partner, Lena Waithe, can't stand Ariana Grande, and there are some clues to accompany this assumption because Lena's been...
They've been really close for a long time. We're jumping around. Stay with me. We're jumping around. We're going to get back to Allison in a minute. Many people felt that their relationship has been very close for a very long time. Interesting. And you got to remember, Ariana was married. She got a divorce. She started dating someone else. She was dating someone prior to her getting a divorce. And now you're going to listen. But pay attention to Watch the Play on this too.
Rumors going around about Ariana and Cynthia. The headlines read that Cynthia's partner, Lena Waithe, can't stand Ariana Grande, and there are some clues to accompany this assumption because Lena's been posting some really cryptic things on her story, and the internet has been eating it up. I mean, if you look at this photo, it seems like Cynthia and Ariana are more of a couple than Lena is with Cynthia.
Hello?
Now, some people suggest it all started when Ariana called Cynthia her sister. We all know these two have been super close, and this is pretty much a standard Ariana and Cynthia post. She writes, "Proud sister at Cynthia, I love you so." Well, interestingly enough, that's also what Cynthia calls her partner, as you guys could read in the caption below. Now, you guys might just think I'm being petty, but Lena then went on to share this picture, and this is a moment taken from when Paul and Ariana did an interview for Variety, I believe, and Paul says, "I watched you guys in the press tour," and Ariana says, "Insufferable, yes," which does that mean mean like Cynthia's partner isn't too happy with how this press tour has been going? She also shared this post of Ariana Grande, which doesn't give me much, but it's just kind of random. Maybe this song is a clue, Bittersweet Symphony. Right now, the press is talking about how Ariana is still trying to clean up the Ethan Slater mess, so I don't think they could really handle a Cynthia scandal before part 2 of Wicked. I took this from another creator, but Lena also posted this on her story. It reads, "Maturity in a relationship is when you catch your mind as it is creating a false story about your partner."
So as they spend quality time together, people have been questioning, is Ariana okay? Because Ariana Grande is so thin. We're used to her being a smaller, petite, young woman. But what is going on with Hollywood and women being so thin? Maybe she's also trying to change the narrative about people speaking about her being thin. But this is the biggest thing. If your partner is concerned about y'all being so close,
is when you catch your mind as it is creating a false story about your partner. There are some nasty rumors going around about Ariana and Cynthia. The headlines read that Cynthia's partner, Lena Waithe, can't stand Ariana Grande, and there are some clues to accompany this assumption because Lena's been posting some really cryptic things on her story, and the internet has been eating it up. I mean, if you look at this photo, it seems like Cynthia and Ariana are more of a couple than Lena is with Cynthia.
Right.
Now, some people suggest it all started when Ariana called Cynthia her sister. We all know these two have been super close, and this is pretty much a standard Ariana and Cynthia post. She writes, "Proud sister at Cynthia, I love you so." Well, interestingly enough, that's also what Cynthia...
I'm going to say to this too, watch the play. Sometimes you'll do stuff over and over again in front of the other spouse, so the spouse will walk away and break up with them. Sometimes you'll do extra stuff because you want to get rid of the partner. And you want the partners to start fussing and complaining. So you'll do stuff extra. And then the spouse is like, this is a little too much. And then the other person breaks up with him. It's like, yep, I got you by myself now.
Sister at Cynthia, I love you so. Well, interestingly enough, that's also what Cynthia calls her partner, as you guys could read in the caption below. Now, you guys might just think I'm being petty, but Lena then went on to share this picture, and this is a moment taken from when Paul and Ariana did an interview for Variety, I believe, and Paul says, "I watched you guys in the press tour," and Ariana says, "Insufferable, yes," which does that...
Well, many people have been talking about our celebrities using the weight loss item to lose weight. Many celebrities are allegedly using the weight loss item to lose weight because a lot of them, we've seen many celebrities that have had weight loss concerns for years. Now all of a sudden they are thin. It shows in their face. It shows in their body. Some of these celebrities, and I'm going to be general, Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of these celebrities have even had to go to emergency. A big name had to go to emergency. So, wishing Ariana well, her friendships well. Many people did not like that she cheated on her husband. The divorce was finalized last year. But they say Ariana likes to hop from one relationship to another. That's what they state. Let's continue.
Taken from when Paul and Ariana did an interview for Variety, I believe, and Paul says, "I watched you guys in the press tour," and Ariana says, "Insufferable, yes," which does that mean like Cynthia's partner isn't too happy with how this press tour has been going? She also shared this post of Ariana Grande, which doesn't give me much, but it's just kind of random. Maybe this song is a clue, Bittersweet Symphony. Right now, the press is talking about how Ariana is still trying to clean up the Ethan Slater mess, so I don't think they could really handle a Cynthia scandal before part 2 of Wicked. I took this from another creator, but Lena also posted this on her story. It reads, "Maturity in a relationship is when you catch your mind as it is creating a false story about your partner." There are some nasty rumors going around about...
So there's that. We'll keep an eye on that. Like the video, you guys. Like the video. If you're watching from a phone, press 1 and please double tap the screen. Let's continue to have people subscribe and thank you. Let's get to the next topic. Thanks for being here, everyone. Let's continue. Okay, Selena Gomez and this Benny thing. I guess she don't want to invite Justin to the wedding. And I get it. Many people say when Selena's dating someone, we see Justin either withdraw, seem away. See, Justin's been married and he been in a relationship with Halle for how long? But as soon as he starts seeing Selena happy or dating someone, the media try and paint the Justin spirals. Can't confirm or deny if that's true, but it do seem like whenever Selena is in a relationship and she's posting about herself, somehow, some way, Justin and Halle are not quiet. They're not quiet. And they post stuff for people to talk about it. Why? Because they have PR teams wishing Selena well. Some people are side-eyeing who she dating. Some people are. Like the video, like the video. Like the video. Please double tap the screen. We only have 14 likes, you guys. We only have 14 likes. Let's get the likes to 50. If you've already hit the like button, thank you. If you've already subscribed, thank you. Let's continue. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Selena. Engagement. The prenup need to be ironclad for both of them. Because we've seen these major celebrities get married, get pregnant, and then there's concerns. People say he's got money too, but people are like, she needed to get somebody that definitely had, money, because she was recently announced last year, the year before, she's a billionaire now. So congratulations to Selena. She struggled with dating after Justin. She has, and dating in Hollywood is not easy because everybody got their Hollywood weird, situations. Let's get to, I didn't know about this. I did not know about this. I was like, what? We've been talking about Stevie J off and on for last week. Did you know Whoopi Goldberg's daughter was engaged to Stevie J? Engaged. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. Because we talked about Stevie J and Eve, the rapper. We talked about Stevie J being close to Diddy. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, so I'm not going to play the video. I'm gonna just talk about this. We briefly talked about it. Charlemagne the God said he spoke with Wendy and she seemed like her normal self. Quick wit, understanding what's happening. If you're not reacting a certain way and happy or excited to talk to her, she's picking up on that. He accidentally hit record and she said, I know you wouldn't do that to me. And then he said stop recording. So I think that there's a button. I haven't tried to pay attention because I don't need to record people I'm talking to, but Wendy Williams picked up on that he hit the button. He's basically saying she seems like herself, that if she wanted to do radio tomorrow, she could. Now, the co-host asked, do you think that's something she's interested in doing? He said, I'm not saying that, but I've known Wendy for a while. She's talking, she's answering things, she seems, like Wendy. So when they say that she was incapacitated, many of us thought that she wasn't speaking well, she wasn't talking well, she couldn't be out and about, she couldn't get out of bed. We were like, well, what's really going on? We just saw her. But we did see her. We saw Wendy Williams. We saw her at, and it's going to have another one. Okay, let's get to this. Wait, let me go back. We saw Wendy, and then I'll get to that. We saw Wendy at her son's graduation. We saw Wendy picking up food. We saw Wendy out and about, and she was upset because allegedly they brought the wrong car around. But yeah, we've seen her out and about. We saw her emotional at the graduation. She was cheering her son on, which is a great moment. I'm happy that Wendy is out with her family. I'm happy that Wendy's out with friends because we've been worried about her. And people were getting to the point where they were saying, where's all her celebrity friends? And why can't her family be the guardian? If not her son, because he's too young. And trust and believe, that stuff with Wendy never would have happened if she was still married to Kevin. Period. If she was still, and she wanted a divorce. So I get why she wanted a divorce. But all that would have never happened if she was still married to Kevin. So Go over to the Shade Room Neighborhood Talk. He's speaking to Wendy. But let's get to this next topic.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are so sneaky, and not just because they have finalized their divorce.
Like the video,
I'll tell you why they're sneaky in a moment, but first, let me give you all the details of what they have agreed to. Perez Hilton here and Ben Affleck has agreed to all of the terms that Jennifer Lopez asked for when she filed for divorce. She proposed that each of them walk away with whatever earnings they individually acquired during their marriage. Reminder, they were only married for 2 years and they didn't have any children. Additionally, while each walks away with their money, they also will forego providing future spousal support to each other. And Jennifer will also remove the Affleck from her name and go back to just Jennifer once the judge signs off on this divorce. So what's the sneaky part? Well, remember, Lopez filed for divorce in August. Today, she filed documents in LA County Superior Court telling the judge that they had agreed to the terms of the divorce through mediation. Mediation, which happened in September. They agreed to everything in September, but didn't ask a judge to finalize things until January. That's sneaky and also makes me scratch my head. Why? Why sit on this for close to 4 months? Were they waiting to see if they were going to get back together?
I think she was. But I think Ben was over it. As soon as her name was mentioned again with Diddy, baby, I think Ben was over it. I think Ben was over it.
Makes me scratch my head. Why? Why sit on this for close to 4 months? Were they waiting to see if they were going to get back together?
I think Jim was hopeful. Look at his face. I'm glad I stopped right there. I think Jen was hopeful. Jen wanted to get back with Ben. I think since she thought if she canceled the tour, that would help. When you're newly married, you're in a fresh relationship. You got to nurture that relationship, baby. You got to spend quality time together. If she was, look, I know, didn't I stop it at a good point? When you're, okay, y'all broke up before, y'all got back together. You were trying to do all this stuff to show he loved you. The tour, you're trying to do, what was it, a Netflix special or something? She came up with a bunch of stuff. Okay, so anyway, I think Jim was hopeful. If I cancel this tour, can I get my man back? If the stuff with Diddy, now he's in jail, if it dies down, can I get my man back? Ben was over it. You could tell Ben was over it. Go back and look at the pictures of Ben. And remember how they were trying to find a house? They were struggling to land and get a house. Ben was over it, baby. But see, I think she didn't want that to happen because people were like, you got him back. And then he had said, allegedly, that he wasn't going nowhere. And Ben was over it. Ben was struggling anyway. We've seen Ben struggle with Jennifer Gardner. Ben has concerns. You cannot date someone, alleged, that have concerns. They have their own concerns, and you got to be able to give them space and time. You put too much pressure on a person that's already struggling with stuff, baby, it's overwhelming. Ben couldn't take it. We would see it. When he would slam the doors, she get in the car, she was making it seem like everything's okay. When they were at the award show, go back. Y'all remember that? When they was at the award show, she was basically telling Ben to sit up or be quiet. And then she saw the camera. She's like, oh my goodness, they caught that? Yep, they caught it, Jen. Well wishes to Jen, though. Who will she date next? Because many people have said she's never not gone through a period. She's never been single for 3, 4, 5 years. It seems like she jumps from relationship to relationship to and which is fine. Some people like to be in a relationship. They love to be hugged, treated well, but this is the biggest thing. You had your ex-husband, who you have children by. Then you dated the dancer. Then you dated A-Rod. And then you got with Ben. My biggest concern is for the children because she jumps from relationship to relationship to relationship. My concern is for the children. Real talk. But well wishes to Jen. I think she was hopeful that they would get back together. Once her name was mentioned regarding her ex Diddy, baby Ben was over it. He can deal probably with the tour stuff because remember it was them working together on certain things. And she was like, honey, baby, okay, why did you add that? Take that out. What are you doing? And he was helping her with it. So it wasn't like she was doing all that on her own. He was helping her with it. I can never play the clips because I hear people have an issue when they play the clips about their time together. But yeah. In certain relationships, they say the first 5 years, the first 10 years. So if you add a bunch of stuff and then you got the Diddy stuff added, baby, Ben was over it. Let's continue. Looking for us. Go subscribe to his page, you guys. Let's continue.
Didn't ask a judge to finalize things until January. That's sneaky and also makes me scratch my head. Why? Why sit on this for close to 4 months? Were they waiting to see if they were going to get back together? But I think this agreement is very fair. Each of them is super rich. And like I said, they weren't married for that long. They didn't have kids. And if anything, he should have at least paid her legal bills because he did her dirty. Thoughts on their agreement? Let me know. You know where? In the comments section.
He's done some great clips today. So are you guys surprised that Ben and Jen are divorced? They finalized the divorce. Did you think it was going to last? Y'all let me know. Let's continue. Not going to go through that. We already talked about Charlamagne talking about Wendy, how she seemed fine. She was talking fine. Go over to listen to the clip. Okay, there's Allison again.
Ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, what, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning.
Baby, how's that not your job when that's your husband, the father of your children? Watch the play, y'all. How is it not your job when that's your husband and the father of the children? If you love your boo babe, if you don't want to be there, let somebody else step in and help, maybe. But then she's telling his stuff, but I don't know if she's telling her stuff. Interesting. Let's continue.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, what, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did.
So don't be in my comments. She was the one that said that, not me. She did it for the other, but she didn't do it for her husband. Now, you're married. You chose not to help him. You chose not to be there. But it wasn't her responsibility to try and help save her husband, her father's, the father of her children, some of her children.
Involved in this, and I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much.
Some women are over the relationship, but they don't want to tell you. Maybe she wanted out. Maybe she didn't want to be there anymore, but she didn't want to leave. She didn't, because remember when he passed, we were side-eyeing all that happened. She didn't seem worried or angry or frustrated. She just seemed lackadaisical, which is interesting to me. And they will say that you cannot file a report until after so many hours. And maybe she dealt with that too. I'm going to give some kind of grace. So you were able to help somebody that wasn't your husband. You saw the signs, but you weren't able to help your husband you have children with. But you were able to help someone that you didn't have children with. Okay. So how do you explain that to the kids? Okay.
It was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much.
Still waiting to hear that she wanted to help him.
And there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems.
So there's that. Wishing her well. My biggest concern are for the children. Some women check out. The man got an issue. Some women just check out and they're over it. Maybe that's what she was dealing with. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before, where you're watching from. Let's continue. Okay, Allison. They're still talking about Wendy. I'm not going to play it, but it's playing everywhere. I'm happy that Charlamagne is still talking to Wendy. They still seem cool. I'm happy that her friends are hopefully step up and see what they could do in regards to this court situation. Does Wendy have all her money still, y'all? Or putting her in the facility, did that eat up a lot of the money? So, too, is the Guardian going to be upset that Charlamagne saying she seems all right? And why would they say she's incapacitated? A lot of us miss Wendy. You guys, I tried to put up a video. Was it a few days ago? There was a video I had to take down. I think it was Wendy talking about the industry. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, that might have been the Diddy video. Yeah, I think that was the Diddy video with Chloe. Yeah, they made me take that down. It was only a 3-minute video. But like the video. Be careful what you say in the comments, you guys. YouTube will take it down. So somebody's message got removed. Yeah, be careful what you say in the comments, y'all. Be careful what you say in the comments. Okay, so well wishes to Wendy. I'm happy that Charlamagne is talking with her. She has a friend she could go to. Y'all remember when Wendy did the documentary and Blac Chyna was there? She took off her wig. We could tell something was going on with Wendy then. And people were like, Blac Chyna's just trying to get, Wendy wanted her there because she was able to get past her people. So it just showed a kinder side in regards to Blac Chyna checking on her. Because Blac Chyna used to get the business from Wendy. When Blac Chyna was going through all that stuff, Wendy used to talk about Blac Chyna and what she had going on and what she had going on with Rob and what she had going on with them K's and J's. So let's continue. Let's see, was there anything else?
Be canceled. Ricky Gervais, he cannot be canceled. Chappelle.
Is that true? Shannon Sharp don't protect black women? Y'all let me know in the comments. Have y'all been told that? Like the comment, like the video. We got 16 likes. Let's continue to hit the thumbs up. And if you already subscribed, thank you. If you already hit the like, thank you. Let's continue.
No, he can't be canceled. Ricky.
I get what he's saying, and he may be right. There's certain things that there's celebrities that are watched. And it could be businesses that they have, or it could be Hollywood. We've seen certain celebrities do certain things and we question it. I will say that. Let's move on. I'm going to be general today. But I'm wondering, y'all, real talk. I'm wondering if Cat Williams is going to do another interview with Shannon Sharp. Cat Williams talked about the industry and the industry getting exposed. Really haven't seen David Chappelle lately. I'll have to look that up and see what's going on with him or something. Ooh, I've been hearing this a lot lately. This is insane. Bought a city block for 5K and now the government wants it back. Be careful, y'all. If y'all buy something, make sure you get the deed. Make sure you do whatever you need to do to maintain that, because you will find that certain things they'll try and take it. Now the city wants it back. Well wishes to this guy, because guess what? Sometimes it'll be purchased. I'm gonna just give y'all a little bit. Sometimes it'll be purchased and they want it back to build something. They a billionaire comes in and says, I want that land. What is that? Like the video. Let's continue. Well wishes to that guy. All right, Rihanna, get it. Okay, so let's talk Rihanna a little bit. It's being reported that Rihanna alleged, can't confirm or deny, Rihanna may want to exclude, and I don't know if she can, exclude the K's and the J's from the Met Gala. The Met Gala, I looked it up. The Met Gala is supposed to be in May. I think it said May 5th. Will Rihanna have that much pull to exclude those K's and the J's? And if she's not able to exclude them, that may be the K's and the J's putting out that information that she may be wanting to. And maybe Rihanna don't even have nothing to do with it. Y'all got to watch the play. The K's and the J's love media attention, clicks, and views. Sometimes stories are planted. Rihanna may not even be trying to get them excluded from the Met Gala. Or maybe she is. Because you got to remember, Rihanna didn't attend last year. She attended when she was pregnant. She didn't attend. And she might have been pregnant again for the Met. I'm wondering. So Rihanna outfits always look amazing. She brings it. We'll see what happens. Will the K's and the J's attend the Met Gala? And if not, Rihanna got some pull and had them removed. We'll see. But she was in Barbados. Okay, so let's get to this.
Important today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice.
Like the video.
Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes, similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And for lower-severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms. We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the...
Do y'all think he's doing this because Trump said that there's going to be more free speech? Like the video, like the video. Continue to hit the like button. You guys, we only have 16 likes. This video is going to have probably about 6,000 views. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. All you got to do is double tap the screen. Hitting the like button is free, free, free. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. We're only at 16 likes. We should be at 150, at least 200. Hit the like button. Thank you. Let's continue.
I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more. The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world. Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government. And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There really is. There's a lot of cleanup to deal with. He has a lot to deal with. He has a lot of cleanup to deal with. A lot. You think that he's a huge problem? Thanks for that comment. Let's continue. Trump talked about censorship. Trump talked about some pages having the right to speak how they want in regards to certain situations. Trump talked about pages don't have a way to debate whether their page is taken down, whether their monetization is taken away. We had saw that there was a huge problem back in the day where Trump was trending almost every day. People were exhausted, but it was information. We know he speaks his mind. He has a business sense. He has an understanding about what's going on with the country. Many people felt that Kamala just did not fully understand everything that was going on. If what she was supposed to handle in regards to the illegal immigrants, it seems as if she dropped the ball. And they're going to have a lot of cleanup to do in regards to the immigration issue. Some cities were giving illegal immigrants more alleged money than veterans, elderly, that's worked here for years. So there's a lot that needs to happen. They were saying they need to better protect our borders. The borders are not protected. What's coming in is a concern. What's happening in different cities. I watched one video and they talked about different things that were happening to younger children, what's happening to older adults, people having situations. So there's just a lot going on. Other countries are probably looking at us and just shaking their head. I'll say that. I don't get into too much politics. I ain't interested. But I will be general that there's a lot going on. If you know, then you know. If you know, then you know. And Trump is going to have a busy 4 years, real talk. And some people are acting like he don't have a lot to do, but he do. Bringing prayers back into schools, praying for the country, real talk. Praying for the country. Let's continue.
But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter.
You're kidding me. You had a house fire and they only gave you how much? And see, that's the other thing. We were talking about FEMA. Some people were struggling. People were using their savings. Right now, allegedly praying for people in California. There's fires and they're stating that some of the hydrants don't even have the proper water. What? Watch the play, y'all. Y'all got to protect where y'all live because they may not be able to protect you. You got to protect where you live. Whether that's having that balloon thing around your house, whether that's having those, you got to protect where you live because some people can't protect you. And we've seen that the wildfires are always a problem. But if there's not enough water in those hydrants, that's a concern. That's a concern.
There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation...
So my prayers are for people that's dealt with the fires. My prayers are with people that just dealt with the floods. There's a lot going on, y'all. And a lot of people need our prayers. Because the government is not able to assist where they need to assist because those funds went other places. And then there were statements that, oh no, that's not what's happening with FEMA. That's not what's happening. People are not getting denied. That's not what's happening. What? Oh.
A lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
So y'all let me know.
Everyone, I want to talk
how y'all feel about the Facebook guys speaking out.
Of us, we all thought it was about Tom Brady, but it was about another Tom, a Tomcat. But the crazy part is Faraji, the hairstylist, found out that Joy got her whole job because she was smashing old Charlie over here.
Alleged.
Smashing him so much that Charlie put her on a new show with Acho, and then these two start smashing, Acho and Joy.
Alleged.
Now let's assume Shannon might have smashed. Okay. That would mean everybody is having basically a smash fest except for these two guys, Skip and Charlie. Now when it got out of hand, the
thanks for subscribing.
told Joy that she didn't like all the harassment, and Joy said she needed to do it because that's how how you gonna get on top. Finally, Charlie got so fed up with it, he told Joy to think of a reason to fire her, and Joy came up with a plan. Joy said we need more black hairstylists and ended up phasing her out. And then that's when she got mad and came with this whole lawsuit talking about all the freakiness going on behind Fox Sports that's about to cause the whole shit to come down. And since Charlie never could smash and felt jealous, he felt that Shannon smashed and he might have. That's why Shannon got fired.
Alleged.
I'm out. It's crazy.
So there's that whole story. I wasn't going to do a whole breakdown. I'm glad some people have already done it for me. Like the video as you guys come in. Thanks for subscribing. Press 3 if you're new and where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before, where you're watching from. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, let's get like 100 people to please subscribe. We did hit 34K. If you did not know, welcome to Let's Talk About It Media 21. We talk hot topics, trending topics. We debunk stuff over here. We don't do a lot of conspiracy theories. Well, I'll point you in the direction if you want to do it. And we don't do that clickbait stuff. We talk real talk over here. That's what Let's Talk About It is. So I appreciate you subscribing. Hello, Ryan. I don't know if that's my same Ryan though. I don't know if that's my same Ryan. Welcome, welcome, you guys. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before, where you're watching from. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yes, thank you, thank you. We've been talking about a lot of stuff this morning, y'all. Not really gonna get into that. Well wishes to Mama D. Not gonna get into that. Yeah, I don't blame the family for speaking up and speaking out, because it almost seems like she's only portraying him in not a good light. There's a way to do interviews, y'all. Real talk. There's a way to do interviews. She could have been as general as possible. She could have said he was struggling with stuff. We miss him. As his wife, stop playing with me. As his wife, I'll never expose the struggles he went through. There's a way to do stuff. There's a way to say stuff. And then people can come up to their own conclusion of what that possibly could have been. But you could make sure that it's in a way where people understand he was struggling. But you don't have to tell boxes and his journals, and then I got a full understanding, and oh, I helped my ex, but I didn't, I chose to help my ex, but sometimes it's not my fault that I couldn't. You couldn't help your husband. You couldn't help your child's father. What? Okay. So there's that. So I don't blame the family for being upset. Family members of Stephen Switchman calls out. Yeah, they called her out. Oh, she won't let our family see the kids. That's messed up. Why? Why are you mad at his family? I told y'all. There's more to this picture than y'all know. Why would she not let them see the kids? That's his blood. Be careful who you marry. Be careful who you marry. And now she got a new boo. Those kids literally got to wait till they get older to see them. You don't think Twitch will want his family to be in the children's life to show their type of culture? Be careful who you marry. They show you. Be careful who you marry. Now she's doing this tell-all, and then allegedly she won't let the family see the children. Why is that? Because you got a new boo, and you trying to show your new boo that this is the way it is, and I'm going to do a tell-all? Told y'all, watch the play. I get that too, but they don't seem toxic. She the one that seems it's an issue. You helped your ex, but you didn't help your husband. Watch the play. Watch the play. You're doing a tell-all, and you're not thinking of the children, it seems to me. She could have been general in regards to the interview. She could have been, but she chose not to. And to drop the name. 2 months after he passed, or the same months after he passed, you dropped the name. So there might have been some inner dealing with him and his wife, and she don't want to talk about that. Before this, Twitch was loved, he was liked. People did not see this part of him. She put it out. Be careful who you marry, be careful who you date. You knew the signs from your ex. If she would have never said that, I would have been like, maybe she didn't see the signs. Maybe she didn't know the signs. There's red flags here. Sorry. Be careful who you marry. Be careful who you date. She knew the signs. She helped somebody else, but didn't help him. Why? She is writing a tell-all. She's telling all his business, messing up his legacy. She did. And now you're not allowing the family to see the kids. The grandmama can't see the grandchildren. The brother can't see, the nieces. Would it be nieces and nephews? Nieces and nephews. Okay, Allison. Before this, we didn't know a lot. And couples go through things. There's disrespect. She might have been tired of how, you never know, a family dynamic. We never know what the family dealt with. We never know what she dealt with. When you step into marry different cultures, sometimes it's so different, it's concerning. You may not like how this happens. You may not like, and I'm gonna be general because when you marry outside your culture and race, and there's a lot of great relationships. And don't think that I don't agree. I agree. Be with who you want to be with. Marry who you want to marry. Some people will fall in love because it's how they treat you like a queen. Sometimes it's how they treat you like a king. Marry who you want. This page right here is not of you shouldn't do this or you no. Marry who you want to marry. But we see there's concerns here. People are not dumb. They're watching the play. I didn't know that she was keeping the kids away from his side of the family. Now she got a new boo. Okay, Allison. Do you? Yeah, and here it is. She won't let our family see the kids. They're basically saying he didn't have no auditions. He smoked weed, alleged, and he was trying to quit. And the family saying he was not a junkie. Baby. So it's very clear Allison and his family has probably been going back and forth. And the one biggest thing, why would you not honor your ex-husband in the best way like possible? Why would you mess with his legacy? That's all I'm saying. She may come over here and have you ever watched the show Pop the Balloon? I'm gonna be general. You go on the show, you tell who you are, you tell what you're looking for, and if the women like you, they won't pop their balloon. If they're not interested, they'll pop the balloon. It could be that you want kids, you don't want to travel. It could be that you don't look, so they'll pop the balloon. Pretty interesting. I watched this 6-7 months ago. I haven't watched it lately. But yeah, the women will pop the balloon if they're not interested. He announces he will change the Gulf of Mexico to... Okay, so we're going to listen to that. Hold on.
We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of 50 to 60 trillion dollars worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada. It's ours. We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of 50 to 60 trillion dollars worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the name change.
A lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada. It's ours. We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of...
So it's going to be...
We're going to be changing...
He's going to be changing the name. Like I said, we talk hot topics, trending topics. You never know what we're going to fall into. Some stuff I ignore, some stuff I don't. Okay, so are they dating?
Oh, yesterday he was on the phone with me and he's like, why are y'all single? I'm like, I don't know. And then I asked him, I said, well, if you think we're so great, why haven't you tried to date us? I'm
like, he dating Lala?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't give me that.
But he's your peer. He's probably looking at you like a sister. Like...
No, what he said, he was like, well, I mean, I feel like maybe you're out my league. I was like, well...
So is Lala dating him? I don't know. Like the video.
Him if he asked you. See? Because they think you're going to roast them.
No, they don't.
Got to.
I am not. You know who is like a roaster like Jess? Like, I would be scared to date Jess because she gonna go.
But she got a man.
Right. And she stay with a man. Jess stay with a man. I'm like, she is always in love and is so inspired.
No dude want to be a part of your stand-up set. I could see that being
for sure. You gonna be all up in my jokes now.
See, nobody was.
I ain't gonna say Brian from down the street.
B. Simone had some things to say last month. People were going in about her talking about different religions, or she said something. So that's the one thing I always wondered too. Is Lala dating the one funny guy? Let's continue. So this is what's happening. Let's continue.
With a third out-of-control wildfire exploding overnight in the Los Angeles area.
Pray for people in California.
I mean, who's ready for something like this?
Overnight, flames reaching the iconic Malibu neighborhood and its beachfront homes. In the coastal neighborhood Pacific Palisades, multiple homes completely engulfed in flames, with desperate residents rushing to get out. Planes flying above the area, capturing the massive reach of the inferno. The fire jumping Pacific Coast Highway, burning all the way to the ocean, even threatening the famed Getty Villa Art Museum. And two more fires igniting overnight, spreading to Pasadena, where this Jewish temple erupted in flames.
It's like a bad, horrific dream.
In Altadena, dramatic video showing elderly patients being evacuated from a senior center. The Palisades fire igniting mid-morning Tuesday, with the area's hilly, winding roads quickly clogging with cars.
The homeowners are saying they're unable to access any exit routes. There's fire on both sides of the roads.
We are in bumper-to-bumper traffic right now as hundreds of people try to get out. You can see flames here on both sides of the road with very little visibility.
That's serious, y'all. That smoke, they're inhaling that smoke. So let me ask, did they do like an emergency? You need to leave? Did they tell people to evacuate? Or did the fire spread so bad that they couldn't evacuate fast enough? Could you imagine? Like the video.
There's fire on both sides of the roads.
We are in bumper-to-bumper traffic right now as hundreds of people try to get out. You can see flames here on both sides of the road with very little visibility. Many abandoning their vehicles to flee on foot.
Policemen started telling everybody, get out of your car, leave your car if you want to live.
A bulldozer brought in to clear a path, pushing dozens of cars out of the way.
We talked about
Smoke
that.
from the growing fire darkening the skies. This man breaking down, desperate to reach his dogs.
I've been trying to get to my house for 5 hours.
Wow.
Later, reunited, his house thankfully saved. Overnight, a high school up in flames. The fire hitting some of California's most famed areas, home to iconic houses and sites, and many celebrities. Chris Pratt posting overnight, please send prayers and strength to those affected. James Woods posting this video of the fires approaching his home. Beloved actor Steve Guttenberg among those stepping up to help his neighbors.
When things like this occur, you really realize how vulnerable you are.
Yep.
And how important community is.
Scenes of unbelievable. This morning, the firestorm officials had feared
like the video, y'all.
With a third out-of-control wildfire exploding overnight in the Los Angeles area.
At the end of the day, I mean, who's ready for something like this?
Overnight, flames reaching the iconic Malibu neighborhood and its beachfront homes. In the coastal neighborhood Pacific Palisades, multiple homes completely engulfed in flames, with desperate residents rushing to get out. Planes flying above the area, capturing the massive reach of the inferno. The fire jumping Pacific Coast Highway, burning all the way to the ocean, even threatening the famed Getty Villa Art Museum. And two more fires igniting overnight, spreading to Pasadena, where this Jewish temple erupted in flames.
It's like a bad, horrific dream.
In Altadena, dramatic video showing elderly patients being evacuated from a senior center. The Palisades fire igniting mid-morning Tuesday, with the area's hilly, winding roads quickly clogging with cars.
The homeowners are saying they're unable to access any exit routes. There's fire on both sides of the roads.
We are in bumper-to-bumper traffic right now as hundreds of people try to get out. You can see flames here on both sides of the road with very little visibility. Many abandoning their vehicles to flee on foot.
Policemen started telling everybody, get out of your car, leave your car if you want to live.
A bulldozer brought in to clear a path, pushing dozens of cars out of the way. Smoke from the growing fire darkening the skies. This man breaking down, desperate to reach his dogs.
I've been trying to get to my house for 5 hours.
Later, reunited, his house thankfully saved. Overnight, a high school up in flames. The fire hitting some of California's most famed areas, home to iconic houses and sites, and many celebrities. Chris Pratt posting overnight, please send prayers and strength to those affected. James Woods posting this video of the fires approaching his home. Beloved actor Steve Guttenberg among those stepping up to help his neighbors.
When things like this occur, you really realize how vulnerable you are. And how important community is.
Scenes of unbelievable. This morning.
Prayers go out to people in California. I told you I was bad out there, y'all.
We were wrong. We were wrong. It's time for the masses to admit it.
Like the video, like the video.
One of the strongest points that Blake Lively made in her complaint against her It Ends With Us director, producer, and co-star Justin Baldoni is that it wasn't just about her, and it wasn't just her.
Wow.
She said in her complaint that she raised concerns during production for her safety and well-being and that of the other cast and crew. It reads, concerns she raised were not only for herself, but for the other female cast and crew, some of whom had also spoken up.
Hello, New Orleans. Welcome,
We did
welcome.
not know this before. She goes and drops some info. Blake Lively, in her complaint, says, as a result of Mr. Baldoni's behavior on May 29th, 2023, another cast member lodged a sexual harassment complaint about Mr. Baldoni's gross and unwanted comments towards her and others.
Wow. We didn't know that. We didn't know that.
I need to know now, how do you all who continue to defend Justin Baldoni, how can you defend this? There is clearly a record of this other cast member, another woman, coming forward, making a sexual harassment allegation against him during production of the movie. The complaint drops even more info.
Wow.
Saying that another actress made a complaint about Mr. Baldoni's comments on her appearance. It's unclear if this is the same actress who alleged sexual harassment against him in May of 2023, or it is a different actress on the set of It Ends With Us. The complaint also says Mr. Baldoni expressly acknowledged her concerns in writing, stating he would adjust accordingly. There is a paper trail of this. The actress complained about his comments on her appearance. He acknowledged her concerns in writing and said that he would adjust accordingly. Yet, the complaint continues, on June 8th, 2023, okay, I think it's probably the same actress because the initial complaint was May. On June 8th, 2023, that actress informed Miss Lively that outside of anything in a scene, I actually cannot talk to Justin at all. Mr. Baldoni later expressed suspicion regarding Miss Lively's friendship with this actress, as if they were colluding against him. It's just wild. So many women choosing not to believe a woman, and now women, plural. The lawsuit details Baldoni's alleged behavior on set, including, as I mentioned earlier, referring to her and others in the workplace as sexy, and when people expressed discomfort, he would deflect or try to pass it off, which undermined Miss Lively and others' concerns. For example, the complaint continues, on one occasion that Miss Lively observed, he told a female cast member that her leather pants looked sexy when she arrived on the set. I get it. Many of you probably think this is harmless, but I thought we weren't supposed to be commenting on women's appearances and bodies, and I thought a self-proclaimed feminist would know that.
Right.
Right? This goes so contrary to the image that he painted publicly for years.
Like the video, like the video. This whole thing's been a concern. And there definitely needs to be an HR person management on the sets, where I'm glad the other person filed the complaint, because then they would just think that it's Blake. Like the video, like the video.
This goes so contrary to the image that he painted publicly for years. blah, 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 commented on her leather pants, looked sexy when she arrived on set. When she rebuffed his comment because she was uncomfortable, rather than apologizing, he brushed it off with, "I can say that because my wife is here today." Miss Lively felt embarrassed witnessing this kind of commentary, as did others. And another incident, which I briefly discussed in another video, Blake Lively wore a low-cut dress to facilitate breastfeeding, but had it covered up with a coat. She had just given birth about 4 months prior when filming began. Quote, "When the jacket briefly popped open at one point to reveal the dress, Mr. Baldoni commented about how much he liked her outfit, which flustered Miss Lively," the docs read. Later that day, Mr. Baldoni pressured Miss Lively, who was in her pre-approved wardrobe, to remove her coat in front of the crew and multiple background actors in a packed bar. He said he wanted to see her onesie under the coat because it was zipped low to reveal her lace bra. The docs alleged that Baldoni said, "I think you look sexy," in a tone that made her feel ogled and exposed. With other female cast present, she said, "That's not what I'm going for." He bristled and replied, "I'm sorry, hot." "Deeply uncomfortable," Blake Lively responded. "Not that either," Mr. Baldoni responded sarcastically. "I guess I missed the HR meeting," and walked away. Afterwards, another woman on the production allegedly spoke with Miss Lively to offer empathy and to share her own similar experiences with Mr. Baldoni, commenting about her in sexual terms. It's impossible that Blake Lively would turn all these women against him. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that. I believe this woman and the other woman and this other woman. But that's just me. What do you believe?
Like the
His
video, like the video.
says that her accusations are completely false, outrageous, and intentionally, salacious. And the public act of all the cast members, including the men, unfollowing Justin Baldoni on social media and refusing to promote the film with him, refusing to do any press with him, I think that speaks volumes. And call me naive, I don't think it's because she's this big celebrity. I think it's because all these people were on set and they saw what happened. Absolutely bonkers. I can acknowledge when I get it wrong. I got it wrong with Blake Lively. But after continuing to pour into this really long complaint, it seems crystal clear. She's got the receipts and all the people to back her up. And what she says happened is most likely what happened, I think. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. There's a lot to take in here. Share them.
We've been covering this Blake Lively situation for a while, and I thank Perez Hilton for his coverage regarding it. Interesting. She's not the only one that filed a complaint.
I acknowledge when I get it wrong. We were wrong. It's time for the masses to admit it.
Yep.
One of the strongest points.
So she wasn't the only one. And like I said, Nene Leakes is on Netflix with the Upshaws. We already talked about this. Portia was supposed to be on there. She decided not to film with Nene. Nene was upset. Nene spoke about it. She did. So go over there and check that out. This is LeBron James' wife. Let's see what's being said here. Let's go back. Oh, just music. Can't go there. So recently she was on an interview. LeBron James' wife has her own podcast. So go check that out.
Rule
that could lift the credit scores of millions of Americans by removing medical debt from credit reports.
That'd be interesting.
Is in Washington with these.
Hello from
great
Louisiana.
details for us. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
good morning, Robin. 2 out of every 5 Americans have medical debt, and those unpaid medical bills can take a big toll on your credit score. But now that is about to change. This morning, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is finalizing a rule to erase $49 billion in unpaid medical bills from the credit reports of about 15 million Americans. Now, this doesn't mean you don't have to pay medical debt, but the government watchdog says it can no longer be factored into your credit score. This change is set to take effect in March, though lawsuits or congressional action could delay that timeline. Several credit reporting agencies have already taken some voluntary steps to remove medical debt from their reports, but banking and debt collection industry groups have argued that this rule will result in reduced consequences for not paying your bills, which in turn they say will reduce access to credit and health care for those that need it the most. The bottom line here, the CFPB says that this move could boost borrowers' credit scores by an average of 20 points. That can help you qualify for mortgages and other kinds of loans, guys.
Yeah, that'd be a big help for a lot of people out there.
A big help.
20 points.
Let me know how y'all feel about
It's gonna
that.
help me. There we go. All right, thank you, Elizabeth.
Like Michael need
Now
help.
to a new rule that could lift the credit scores of millions of Americans by removing medical debt from credit reports. Elizabeth Schulze is in Washington with these great details for us. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, Robin. 2 out of every 5 Americans have medical debt, and those unpaid medical bills can take a big toll on your credit score, but now that is about to change. This morning, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is finalizing a rule to erase $49 billion in unpaid medical bills from the credit reports of about 15 million Americans. Now, this doesn't mean you don't have to pay medical debt, but the government watchdog says it can no longer be factored into your credit score. This change is set to take effect in March, though lawsuits or congressional action could delay that timeline. Several credit reporting agencies have already taken some voluntary steps to remove medical debt from their reports, but banking and debt collection industry groups have argued that this rule will result in reduced consequences for not paying your bills, which in turn they say will reduce access to credit and health care for those that need it the most. The bottom line here, the CFPB says that this move could boost borrowers' credit scores by an average of 20 points.
That's
that
high.
can help you qualify for mortgages and other kinds of loans, guys.
Yeah, that'd be a big help for a lot of people out there.
A big help.
20 points. All right, it's going to help me. There we
Like
go.
Michael need help.
All right.
All right.
Now to a new
Was there anything else I wanted to cover? Inside Alicia Keys, 25 million mansion. Won't show that. Ooh, wait a minute. Miami film trapped inside his home as flames. Oh no. Okay, that's serious. Remember when Kanye West talked about them freezing his accounts because they felt that the money was supposed to be allocated to something else, and I guess Kanye allocated it to something else? Yeah, I remember. I did a video on that recently. I think within the last 3 weeks when Kanye West was talking about Adidas again, how they froze his accounts. Could you imagine Bianca being his wife and some of his accounts were frozen? That's why a lot of celebrities keep separate bank accounts. They were saying that Wendy didn't have different bank accounts. Allegedly, Wendy was at Wells Fargo. They wanted her to put most of her money in one account. So I think Kanye did change bank accounts, but could you imagine being a millionaire, billionaire, and your accounts are frozen? It's not easy for your accountant, but it helps if there's an emergency. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what Adidas did to him. Okay. Was there anything else? We're not going to talk about her. Kylie loves the attention in regards to dating Timothy. Loves the attention. Not a huge fan. She's dating Common. Common loved to be with high-profile industry women. She's a friend of Cassie. Go over and check out her video. Let's see if there's anything else. Anything else? Who is this? This is when Kim had that boot on. We'll listen to that.
People think she's wearing a Is Kim Kardashian wearing an ankle monitor? People think she's wearing a cast over top of it to disguise it. People are speculating that she was arrested and it's linked to Diddy. The entire family has been very close to him for years, and people have even speculated that the whole reason why Kim became a lawyer, and I don't believe this, I think she's just a hardworking woman, is because she knew stuff was going to come up with Diddy and she needed to know herself how to protect herself. And they needed one of the Kardashian girls to know all the legal stuff so that if they can't trust anybody, they can rely on each other. And there is like a picture of her on like a little scooter without the cast, but apparently this is to like prepare us to show like, oh, she hurt herself. And then later she comes out in the cast. Here's another picture of like supposedly the covered up ankle monitor, like she wore a shoe cast kind of thing. And we all know like she can leave her house with an ankle monitor. Like Anna Delvey was on Dancing with the Stars with an ankle monitor. Celebrities don't have to stay home if they have an ankle monitor, unless they're like under parole or probation or they're given a curfew. There's also a conspiracy that there's a whole celebrity boot club and it's like a humiliation ritual thing. I just think like people break their legs and it happens to a lot of people and they gotta wear a boot. Also, Kim would have gotten initiated a long time ago. This is literally her with a boot. So if this is true, it would have already happened. Let me know what you think and come over here for more content. It really helps when you interact. Is Kim Kardashian wearing an ankle monitor? People think she's wearing a cast over top of it to disguise it. People are speculating that she was arrested and it's linked to Diddy.
Allegedly. I can't confirm or deny. I saw this on somebody else's page. I did. I saw this on somebody else's page.
Arrested and it's linked to Diddy. The entire family has been very close to him for years, and people have even speculated that the whole reason why Kim became a lawyer, and I don't believe this, I think she's just a hardworking woman, is because she knew stuff was going to come up with Diddy and she needed to know herself how to protect herself. And they needed one of the Kardashian girls to know all the legal stuff so that if they can't trust anybody, they can rely on each other. And there is like a picture.
Can't confirm or deny. Did y'all hear this before though? I have. I'd say last week people were making accusations, but now she's out of the boot. She's out of the cast. So I haven't paid attention, but people have been speculating. I can't confirm or deny. Like the video, like the video.
Knew stuff was going to come up with Diddy and she needed to know herself how to protect herself. And they needed one of the Kardashian girls to know all the legal stuff so that if they can't trust anybody, they can rely on each other. And there is like a picture of her on like a little scooter without the cast, but apparently this is to like prepare us to show like, oh, she hurt herself. And then later she comes out in the cast. Here's another picture of like supposedly the covered up ankle monitor, like she wore a shoe cast kind of thing. And we all know like she can leave her house with an ankle monitor. Like Anna Delvey was on Dancing with the Stars with an ankle monitor. Celebrities don't have to stay home if they have an ankle monitor, unless they're like under parole or probation or they're given a curfew. There's also a conspiracy that there's a whole celebrity boot club and it's like a humiliation ritual thing. I just think like people break their legs and it happens to a lot of people and they gotta wear a boot. Also, Kim would have gotten initiated a long time ago. This is literally her with a boot. So if this is true, it would have already happened. Let me know what you think and come over here for more content. It really helps when you...
Yeah, I heard that before, y'all. Can't confirm or deny all allegations. This may have been where the person saw it from, and that's why she posted it. But I did hear people are saying that. See, the K's and the J's do stuff for media attention, clicks, and views. They do. They do stuff for media attention, clicks, and views. So they're always trying to trend. Their PR team has to work overtime in regards to creating stories, in regards to what they're doing, how they're doing it. Kim, a lot going on. She did that video. People are like looking at her side eye, which they have been after the Balenciaga thing. They've been looking at her side eye. They've been looking at Khloe's side eye in regards to the Tristan situation, her dating him. They've been side-eyeing Kylie in regards to, is she trying to utilize Timothy to help with her narrative? Hello. Because Kylie had to clean up her image. Kylie had to clean up her image. Her dating Tyga, her dating Travis Scott. Kylie had to clean up her image. And the PR team was like, okay, we got to find somebody that can help her clean up her image. Now, this is the other thing. Is Timothy's PR team concerned about Kylie pulling him down? Because they're trying to clean it up. I told y'all. Their PR team is going to try and spin it. Remember how Demi Moore didn't really speak to Kylie? She smiled. That's good enough. The K's and the J's want that attention. Oh, I know you, I know you, I know you. They showed a picture of Demi Moore and Kim years ago. And they're trying to say if Demi Moore's cool with the K's and J's. Allegedly, Demi Moore don't follow a lot of them. So she may have known Kylie, but Kylie is an issue in the industry, period. How many of these K's and J's are role models? Is Kim a role model? Is Chloe a role model? Is Kylie a role model? Mothers, teach your daughters different. Period. Kris can be in a long-term relationship, but she expects her girls to date. Period. I've said it. I've said it time and time and time and time again. They are to trend, they are to go viral, and that is to keep them relevant. Allegedly, there's concerns with smaller businesses and how they've alleged copied smaller businesses, how they put out products that were questionable. There's been a lot going on, y'all. Real talk. Real talk. Will they be able to go to Met Gala? Is that them trying to spin the narrative about Rihanna? It could be them. You got to really watch the play. Them K's and the J's are crafty. They'll create stories to create stories to create stories to create stories. And then sometimes the stories are revamped. There's always some kind of medical issue that they want everybody to know about so you can feel like giving them sympathy. And they had stated that they felt that Kylie, what did Kylie do to try and help Kim? Kylie did something. And people are like, here go Kylie again, trying to take the media away from Kim. But Kim made that video. Kim posted that video. And people have been questioning her ever since the Kanye Pete situation. And remember, I told y'all, they must watch my videos. Hello. They must watch my videos. Hello. Kim dated Pete. Kim allowed Pete to put those initials on his neck. Kim allowed North to sit on his lap. Most fathers don't even do that. But if they are, that's the father. That was the boyfriend. You letting your daughter sit on his lap. People have been shading Kim in regards to how she dressed North, how she portrays her on the show. People have been side-eyeing Kim for a long, long time. Long, long time. Did you notice her bottom looks bigger in certain situations? When she was crawling on the floor, her bottom didn't look like that. I can't confirm or deny. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you're doing a video and your sister's husband is help produce that music video, or I don't know. Did he help with the video too? But then remember how Travis Barker's ex-wife spoke out. Well, watch the play, y'all. Them K's and J's is something else. The relevancy is dwindling. The likability of them is dwindling. They're losing followers constantly. It's almost like any and everywhere they go, different events, they always want to create some kind of drama or issue so they can trend for several days. People are tired of it. People are tired of it. The PR people must be working overtime. And then sometimes they say the PR people are allegedly lazy. And her team somewhat. That's what they say. Alleged lazy. Alleged they like to copy people because they can't come up with their own ideas. Oh, you're going to have this? Okay, let me create something similar to that. You don't have the money to sue me. People are kind of tired of it. They're kind of tired of it. And it's like they brought on Scott. They brought on Tristan. People didn't want to hear Scott talk. And then they're trying to sit down and talk with Scott about what was in the media so they can change the narrative. Oh, y'all. I told y'all about 6 months ago, it was on their show that Kris wanted Chloe to have a podcast. Guess what? Kris got her wish. Chloe's going to have a podcast. I did a short on it. And Tokyo Tony would love to be on Chloe's podcast. Tokyo Tony, she would have some words for Chloe. Maybe Chloe did that on purpose about trying to shade Tokyo Tony so Chloe could trend. And now she talks about a podcast. I think she's supposed to have a podcast. Chloe's supposed to have a podcast on a Wednesday. And I'm sure it's to change the narrative or try and help with the media. But a lot of people are kind of just like they're over it. Mothers teach your daughters different. They're trying to utilize the kids, put the kids on the show, and they should be protecting their kids from the media. They should. Kim's been getting talked about in the backlash about the video and how she dresses North, and receiving backlash of how she portrays North on the show. Kim is receiving backlash of how she's trying to stay relevant and trying to trend with other people that are trending. Yes. Yes, Kim wants to trend with other people that are trending. She doesn't like if people are trending over her. Real talk. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. She will fly, creepy and kind of weird. She will fly or be around, and she will try and find out where people are so she could trend to go viral. She did the Usher thing twice because it didn't trend the first time. So she won a second time with Chloe and Kamora Lee. Each time it did all right, but yeah, if Kim don't get what she want, she'll go back just so it can trend again. They something else. Every week they want to post something and try and go viral. I know their PR team was like, what can we create? What can we do? Who can we put you near? And if that person kind of throws shade, they'll try and be in that same room with them to shake hands or see their friends or see they know each other. I told y'all that was going to happen. And then I didn't know that Kylie was trying to do like a Demi Moore Halloween costume because she probably knew. I don't know how long ago that was, so I can't confirm or deny. But yeah, Kylie was trying to, be around these Hollywood stars and people weren't feeling it. Okay, Kylie. Yeah, them K's and the J's is something else. And then look at the men that has dated and how they've changed, how they're kind of different. Look at Kanye. Look at Lamar. Look at Scott. I can go on and on. But yeah, they're expected to date while the mom can, be in a long-term relationship. The mom wants them to trend and go viral monthly. Tell me anytime that the K's and the J's do not try and post something for 4 months, 5 months. No, every week is something. It has to get exhausting for their PR team, period. Go back and look at some of Kylie businesses and see if she's copied. Kylie dated Tyga at what age? The Astro World situation, Chloe Tristan situation. So they needed Kylie to clean up her image. They did. And Timothy fell for it. Now it's Timothy's team saying you need to separate. Because remember, for his movie premieres, he's had a movie premiere and it was him and Zendaya on the carpet. Because they might have been in the movie together. But yeah, he don't walk the carpet with her, but she'll be inside. So they're trying to keep it somewhat distance, but Kylie's team is taking the pictures that she needs to show proof that she was with Timothy. Real talk. Well wishes on that. Them K's and J's is something else. Let's get to the next video.
Are you still in Antioch?
Yes. Yeah, we start exact same location. Marla, this fire is
like the video.
Turned into hell on earth. My goodness, look at that. This is Antioch. Across here is Haverford. We are about a block behind Gelson's. The alarming thing is the wind swirls. Mikey will give you a look at that. Home after home right down Antioch. Burning. Nothing here to stop it. The flames, the winds, we get a good look at it now because mostly it's covered in a lot of thick smoke as the winds swirl around here. But this is extremely alarming, not because...
Praying for everyone in California, guys.
But this is extremely alarming, not because you're watching homes burn live, but the hope from Fire Command is that we're going to keep these flames north of Sunset, not let them jump over. We're right along Temescal Canyon that runs along Pally High, right down the PCH itself. And now you can see clearly the flames with these embers have jumped Sunset and now burning through this neighborhood. Several homes here lost, others over on the far.
And here you are. Are you still in Antioch?
Yes. Yeah, we start exact same location. Marla, this fire as the winds whip through here really is turned into...
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you had to evacuate. So prayers go to all that had to evacuate, you guys. I couldn't imagine having to leave my car, getting out of the car. You have to run for safety. Leaving your house, your belongings, things that's precious to you, to start all over. I could not imagine. So I am definitely praying for people in California. I saw another YouTuber that posted something about, hey, you guys, I had to evacuate. So I'm praying for everybody. Is that true? In the comments, is that true that some of the water hydrants are not working? Is that true? Is that true? So praying for everyone. Let's continue to listen.
And here you are. Are you still in Antioch?
Yes. Yeah, we start exact Marla, this fire, as the winds whip through here, really is turned into hell on earth. My goodness, look at that. This is Antioch. Across here is Haverford. We are about a block behind Gelson's. The alarming thing is the wind swirls. Mike, you'll give you a look at that. Home after home right down Antioch. Burning. Nothing here to stop it. The flames, the winds, we get a good look at it
Where's
now
the
because
fire
mostly it's covered
hydrants?
in a lot
Where's
of thick
the
smoke as the winds
helicopters?
swirl around here. But this is extremely alarming, not because you're watching homes burn live, but the hope from Fire Command is they were going to keep these flames north of Sunset, not let them jump over. We're right along to Mescal Canyon that runs along Pally High, right down the PCH itself. And now you can see clearly the flames with these embers have jumped Sunset and now burning through this neighborhood. Several homes here lost, others over on the far.
And here you are. Are you still in Antioch? And here you.
Prayers for everyone that had to evacuate. Let's see. Is anything else? Harris secretly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had to declare that he won, you guys. She had to declare that he won. What did y'all think about her speech? When was this? 19 hours ago.
Bongo's the producer. Took these songs and cut them on Chloe until the album came out. And let me tell you why my smoke is not just with Bongo, because it is not just Bongo.
Go over and listen to what she had to say. Tiffany is speaking out in regards to the music. There's music playing in the back, so I can't play that. Oh, is this Tay Diggs' son? Tay Diggs, a 50-year-old son. He's gotten big, y'all. Red carpet appearance. Remember, Tay Diggs dating April. I just saw a movie that they were in about 2 weeks ago. It was pretty good. About a couple struggling, and then he was acting like he didn't want to have another child, but then she became pregnant, and the ex-girlfriend was around helping the mom. Like the video. Let's see. Diddy is throwing tantrum. I'm getting more attention. Oh, did y'all see that? It's being alleged that he's having a fit, that he's getting more attention. Now, I can't confirm or deny. Either situation is not a good situation. There was a CEO that passed. You know what I mean? And then if y'all did not know, in regards to the young man taking out that CEO, he's lost out on his inheritance. What? Now you're in jail? Why take out somebody? What is going on with people? People are weird. We talked about the Erica Mena thing.
The Safari side while they were together. The same thing he did to her, he's doing to me years later. And while I appreciate you being an adult and taking accountability, we told you in English and Espanol to leave this man alone.
Yep.
Déjalo en paz, niña. Leave him alone, girl, please. We told you to leave Safari alone, but you wanted to be Georgina of the jungle so bad. Wanted to be Jasmine Sullivan because you're not scared of lions, tigers, and bears, but you forgot about his snake that you was addicted to, the snake. And that man sucked all the life out of you and stressed you out. Now you a walking zombie, just skinny.
Because the same thing he did to her, he's
like
doing
the video
to me years later. I remember him pouring his heart out to me about all the stuff she did to him, showing me videos of her reacting. And at the time, I didn't think to ask, well, what did you do to her? Why does this man always have videos of these women reacting? Exactly. And now, mind you, this is a video he was at one point going around. I found out later on. He was going around the industry showing to like around the time he was trying to bring her down when he was lying to people saying that he wrote for her. Like literally saying whatever he could to like kind of ruin her career and take her credibility for her real hard-earned work. I owe this woman an apology because I sat there and allowed him to talk about her to me. From that came me saying things and like defending and vouching for him and speaking up on her in a way that was tacky, because at the end of the day, I didn't know the truth, especially not the truth that I know now. You get manipulated. And they never tell you what they did. They just tell you what they did and how crazy she is, and she did this and she did that. But it comes full circle. Tables always turn. Everything she has ever said about him is true. Everything that she had went through with him, I'm going through it worse.
Adios mio. But one thing I am going to say is that we're not going to act like Erica Mena is not equally crazy. Before you got with Safari, you was living La Vida Loca. We seen it with Sin, Rich Dollars, and more. And from them videos that we seen from Safari phone that he leaked, you be hitting on him and climbing on ladders trying to get into his house, playing shoots and ladders. I knew it wasn't gonna work. From the beginning, I said, boo, tomato, tomato, boo, ornament, ornament. But I wish them the best. I really hoping for the kids to have a great holiday season from both of their parents. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, we saw that, let's go back. We saw that Erica Mena spoke out, and she gave her account of what happened that day. Allegedly, she said that Safari called and said that one of the alleged children was injured. She allegedly said that. We've seen that Erica Mena is a little bit more problematic than Safari. Erica Mena's had concerns with relationship. She's had concerns with Bow Wow, Rich Dollars, Safari. She has had concerns on the show, calling women different names. She's had concerns. She's lost jobs, loving hip hop. She was on Tubi. She's lost a lot of opportunities because of how she reacts. Of course, Safari loves to dance, do the weird stuff. He likes to show attention to the women he's dating. And then Erica acts like she's struggling. So there's been a back and forth. Excuse me. There's been a back and forth with Erica and Safari for a while. Now she wants to apologize to Nikki, saying she dealt with stuff and she's dealt with it worse. How do y'all feel about that? Will Nikki respond? Probably not. I don't even know if Safari going to respond. Be careful who you date and be careful who you have children with. If you see how he treated that woman, he might treat you worse, because some people don't change. If she treated that guy that way, and you're sitting down talking with her, she might treat you worse, because that's their character. Be careful who you date. I say it all the time. Men and women. Be careful who you date. Be careful who you have children to by. Check the family dynamics. Y'all get along. Y'all don't get along. Acting like real Christian, fake Christian. Mom, pop work all the time, but they disrespect each other. Make sure you date a man that appreciates both his parents and friends around. Because however he's talking about them, he'll talk about you. However he's disrespecting people, he'll disrespect you. Like the videos, you guys, come in. Let's continue. I don't know what's going on there. Tyler Perry. Oh, Tyler's always trying to do something nice. Tyler Perry donates to cover back 300 seniors. Okay. All right, Tyler. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I got to be careful with posting stuff from TMZ. They're just talking about Ben and Jen finalizing their divorce. Who's on the carpet? Jamie Foxx says he... Okay, Jamie Foxx looking nice, looking thin. All right.
Changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America. We talked about that. What a beautiful name.
Okay, everybody. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Like the video. Like the video. I appreciate... Oh, this is where she got snubbed.
Globes. Tallulah Willis, the daughter of Demi and Bruce. Tallulah Willis, the daughter of Demi and Bruce. So, what really happened between Demi Moore and Kylie Jenner at the Golden Globes? Tallulah Willis, the daughter of Demi and Bruce, shut down the rumors her mum had snubbed Kylie.
She did snub her though. She smiled, but she ain't greet her like she greeted everybody else.
Said her mum simply hadn't seen her.
She did snub her. Because they don't want paint Demi in a bad way. She did snub her. She didn't greet Kylie like she greeted everybody else. And she don't have to. I told y'all, their team is probably going to want Demi's side to speak up. Can you guys say something? Can you guys let them know that it wasn't like that? Or this is just Demi's daughter just trying to protect her mom from getting bad press. But everybody don't have to kiss the behinds of them.
So what really happened between Demi Moore and Kylie Jenner at the Golden Globes? Tallulah Willis, the daughter of Demi and Bruce, shut down the rumors her mum had snubbed Kylie after this clip went viral.
She did snub her. Skip Kylie and talk to
Tallulah
Timothy.
nipped it in the bud and said her mum simply hadn't seen her and claimed there was no snub of any sort. Another insider confirmed to DailyMail.com that there was no ill will between the two or any malicious intent by Demi. They said she simply didn't even acknowledge her presence as she doesn't know Kylie. Last Halloween, Kylie impersonated Demi, recreating her iconic striptease poster.
So it was last
Demi
Halloween.
also seemed to be a fan of Kylie's costume and even reshared her looks on her story.
So thank you. They told us it was last Halloween because Kylie thought she would be able to rub noses with Demi. Demi wasn't interested. Did not tell y'all, if I find out that it was recent, it was recent. Kylie knew that Demi Moore was going to be at the Golden Globes. Them K's and the J's is something else. I told y'all. Why of all times you're going to dress like Demi Moore and give an homage to Demi Moore? Because you thought that you were going to be able to see her at the Golden Globes and take a picture. Oh, look, everybody, the K's and J's is rubbing with high celebrities. Them celebrities know what's going on with Kylie. Didn't Kylie falsify that she was a billionaire? Them celebrities are not dumb. If they don't want to rub faces with you and noses with you, they're not. The K's and the J's is not the end all be all. They're not. They want to be. But people do not have to bow down and speak to them and show love. Kylie did the homage because she thought that she could probably take a picture with Demi and then that would trend and go viral. But Demi Moore was like, oh no, hello. She smiled. She moved on. Look at the love and care she's given to that young lady. This is Timothy Chalamet co-stars sitting next to Kylie. Then there was a post that's saying, see, Kylie gets along with his co-stars. Yeah, I'm sure she wants to. See how she has to sit next to the women and Timothy's not in between and Kylie's not on the end? They wanted Kylie to sit next to the co-stars. Real talk. Them K's and J's is something else. Their PR teams, everybody's like, they're lazy, allege. They're lazy, allege. And the stuff is getting old. The attention seeking that the K's and the J's need to stay relevant. I told y'all that something was going to come out. I told y'all.
Impersonated Demi, recreating her iconic striptease poster.
Told
Demi
you.
also seemed to be a fan of Kylie's costume and even reshared her looks on her story. So what really?
So I never heard she reshared the looks.
Kylie Jenner at the Golden Globes. Tallulah Willis, the daughter of Demi and Bruce, shut down the rumors her mum had seen. So what?
I told y'all them K's and J's want to get in different rooms because allegedly the fashion industry is just not feeling it. They're just not feeling it. Okay, everyone, we've almost been live literally for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. Like the video. Thanks for being here. I appreciate everyone for being here. Praying for the people in California. I appreciate all you for being here. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Let me know how you feel about Twitch boss wife. Speaking up, speaking out, and basically telling all his business. But did she talk about the struggles that their marriage had? She helped her ex-boyfriend allegedly, but couldn't help Twitch, the father of her children. I don't know if it's all children. I don't know if she had a child before meeting Twitch. I can't confirm or deny that. One of the daughters look a little bit older. So be careful who you marry. Be careful who you date. Because now it's also being alleged that Twitch boss wife is not allowing his side of the family to see the grandchildren. Could you imagine? They've lost their dad. She's dating someone new. And now you're separating the children from the grandmother, aunts, and uncles. Baby, I can't make that stuff up. Like the video. I appreciate everyone for being here. I've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Woo, it was a long live, but I appreciate all y'all for being here. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Let me see. Can I see y'all comments? Can I see y'all comments? And I'm not ignoring y'all. Oh, there we go. I can. Yeah, you said forget them. What about Diddy? I've done a lot of videos, you guys, about Diddy, the diddler. We talked about him briefly today. We did. I was giving y'all the TTT on Diddy for 2 months strong. And it can become a lot, you guys. You know, so if more stuff comes up, I will talk about it. But yeah, that Diddy stuff was a lot. That Diddy stuff was a lot. Baby. And we did talk about the K's and the J's. You know, do they have anything to do with the diddler? We'll see. We'll see. We will see. But like the videos, you guys come in. There's about 70 people. If I can get 70 people to subscribe, hit the like button. All you have to do is double tap the screen to get the likes up. We've been live. There's probably going to be about 5,000 that's been in here. I should have got more likes than this. I'm going to have to start slowing the show down, but I hate that though. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, we do a bunch of hot topics, trending topics. We cover a bunch of stuff. My show, I don't want my show to be like everybody else. I don't. And sometimes I'll try and chop up the shorts prior to or after the video. But sometimes I just let the live be the live. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for saying that. I appreciate you for saying that. Yep. Yeah. So I appreciate you all for being here. Have a great day. It's a Wednesday. I hope you guys have a great day with your friends, family. I hope you have a blessed week. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Let's go ahead and do the disclaimer. Don't forget to go over to Perez Hilton and subscribe. Don't forget to go over to Salone and subscribe. Oh, Paris, hello. Paris is in here, everyone. Say hello to Paris. Girl, I've been live for 2 hours and 42 minutes, girl. And now I'm about to do my disclaimer. So, copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only, baby. But I appreciate you all for being here. Everyone say hello to Paris. She's one of my faves. She's one of my mods. She's been here from day one when we had 3,000 subscribers. Now we're at 34K. So I appreciate you guys. Paris has a fabulous, fabulous day. I'm ready to go get some lunch or go to the gym, one or the other. I'm going to figure out what we about to do. So I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day. Goodbye. Be blessed.